Aries, Elsie here with your reading. It is a weekly reading, Aries. It is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Aries, we're doing a 9-card draw. Let's find out what's going on for you. Thank you so much for stopping in here. I appreciate you. Aries, if you've been here before and you're the ride or die, thanks for showing up. I appreciate that you always do that. And if you're brand new, welcome. I hope you'll stay. We have a rather large Aries group here. And if you are somebody who keeps coming back and I keep coming through your feed anyway, maybe you can subscribe. It would be great if you did. Thank you so much. It doesn't mean that much to you, but it means huge things to me. I appreciate it. And if you are brand new, I hope you'll stay. All right, let's find out what's going on for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This is your weekly reading, Aries. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about the extended, how to find that, and I'm also going to tell you about how to book a private reading if you're interested in doing that. What's going on with my fire family? Tell me about Aries. Tell you what, I'm a Taurus sun, but I have so much Aries. So much Aries. Let's find out what's going on for you. Aries, we've got the Queen of Cups. Why is the Queen of Cups here? We've got the Lovers here. Choosing kindness, choosing softness, to be compassionate and loving. Feels like somebody is making an offer here. Feels like someone is maybe about to make an offer or is thinking about making an offer of emotion. And so when the Lover shows up, it is a choice. So somebody's choosing to approach something with kindness. Oh, I just heard Gowan say, they say I should approach you with caution. And I guess the Queen of Cups would do that, would approach with caution, but also with love and kindness and empathy, right? Having sort of psychic, empathic energy. And it feels like somebody's choosing to approach someone this way. But also it feels like with the Hermit energy that somebody has been deeply in this energy of, I really need to think it out. I need to find out where my light is. It feels like somebody here is trying to go over the details of something before I offer my love energy, before I offer the cup in the hand or the queen. I think that I need to really deepen my connection with me first and figure out what it is that I really want. It feels like somebody's either making a choice to be compassionate, kind, and loving with someone, but I feel like the person who's doing that is a person who's really hard on themselves. Aries, I think it's you. It feels like there is a choice to be made here, but it also could be that the Lovers is a romantic connection because the Queen of Cups is here with emotions, right? We do have the 8 of Pentacles. Feels like it's a lot of hard work to do this. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. In the present moment, you're very grounded in this energy. You're very grounded, moving very slow, being very practical, moving in a place, moving at a pace that's very slow because I have to reassess the situation and go over the details before you've got careful energy here, right? We've got Virgo, which is the Hermit energy. We've got 8 of Pentacles, Virgo energy, right? We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy all over the table here. And it feels like somebody's about to make a choice, something that it doesn't have to be about love. Like it's not always about love because the Queen of Cups isn't always about love. It's about emotions. About to make an emotional choice to offer my compassion, my kindness, or my empathy to someone, something, or a situation. But it also could be to choose love. For some of you, it is, in fact, that. We've got the Hanged Man energy here. We've got the 8 of Wands. And we've got the Queen of Wands. So we've got 3 queens here, and look how they're set up. Very interesting. You know what also is interesting is that the only queen that we're not showing here is the Queen of Swords. So it feels to me as though, Aries, that you're thinking about something. Now, the queens are feminine leaning. There's no question about that. We're looking at women, right? Could be someone who's in a woman's body, but the queen has feminine leaning energy, but also has masculine energy because all people, plants, animals, we all have both. Where you lean is up to you. So we have 3 queens here. We have the only queen that we're not showing here is the Queen of Swords, which tells me no one's speaking about this. Nobody is talking about this yet. I'm not ready to speak my truth. I'm not ready to say what I need to say. It does feel like somebody here is keeping something under the surface. It feels like I'm going to wait until I'm really good and ready The Queen of Pentacles being at the center of the reading is not coincidence. It's stabilizing your whole reading. It feels like with this Queen of Pentacles having this one pentacle in the hand, it looks like somebody is going to be giving an offer to another person. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles here as well. So there's the offer. It does feel like somebody here is making an attractive offer to move forward on something that has been stuck, because we do have the Hanged Man energy here. So the Hanged Man energy, of course, is the pause. It's the place where we get perspective. It's also the place where we sort of do a little bit of caretaking within the self and realize that in order for me to move forward here with the Eight of Wands, I'm going to have to sacrifice something. So we're sacrificing one point of view for another, or looking at something differently than we ever did before. But it's because we're in some sort of a reassessment phase, and you don't want to get it wrong. It's very important to you that you have the details, that you know everything that you need to know, all the tiny details, and that you make a very practical decision about something that I feel is really has its worth. It feels like it's worth it to you to take the time to make the right decision and make somebody wait about your decision before you go ahead and say something, because the Queen of Swords is not here yet. We're going to put down 2 cards here, and this is the energy that's under the surface that you don't see, and then we're going to clarify a little bit. Let's find out what's going on for Aries. We've got the Hierophant energy. This is a very serious situation, because it feels like I'm speaking to someone here who maybe has some fixed energy. Now, I always tell you guys, it's great that you watch for your sun sign, but that's not who you are. That's just your personality. What influences your sun sign is your moon and your rising, right? And so the Hierophant energy here tells me that somebody here might have a Virgo placement, or might have a Taurus or Capricorn placement, moon or rising. Maybe you have a fire placement, moon or rising, maybe a Pisces. But it feels like here with the Hierophant energy that somebody is saying that when I'm in, I'm always going to do the right thing. I'm all the way in. So I feel like, Aries, that you're making a decision that you're making slowly, because it's worth it to take the time to look over the details and the analytics, because when you're in, you're all in. And when you're in, you're not going back, because you're loyal. So you can say whatever you want about an Aries in the comments. And I really don't like when you guys paint the world with one brush. But, because I feel like I'm speaking to someone who is a loyal Aries, someone who is very serious, very traditional, somebody who is always interested or invested in doing the right thing, and who is very much a leader. And I mean, that could be Aries energy. Not all Aries are the greatest leaders, but this particular one that I am bringing into this reading today that's what I'm seeing here. The Seven of Swords is here. I feel like you feel I'm going to say that you're the kind of friend or the kind of person here, Aries, who is always going to say the thing that no one else wants to say. The Seven of Swords is here. It feels like you're hiding some sort of loyalty, or hiding some sort of commitment, or hiding that if I'm in, to me, this is commitment. Whether you want to commit to me or not, I'm not looking at anybody else. I'm looking at you. So whether this is a business commitment, or whether this is a commitment in a relationship, or maybe in a way of life or a spiritual path, it feels like somebody here is like, I'm not making the decision quickly, because it's worth it to give it all of my time and energy, go over the details, reassess everything, and then I will move forward boldly, right? Queen of Wands is your energy. So I feel like you'll first think it out. It feels like you'll think it out, you'll feel it out, and then when the time comes that you are actually going to make this careful investment here, it's an exciting investment with the Queen of Wands being here. When you're ready to do that, you'll do it, but you'll do it in your own time, because the Hermit won't be rushed. And the Eight of Pentacles won't be rushed. This is a person who's practicing perfection, who is trying to get something perfect, right? And I feel like this could be with the delays in you making a decision, but particularly because we have a lot of Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy on the table, I feel like you're really making a decision that counts. And so you're making a careful, slow decision. Tell me about the Lovers here. We've got the Four of Swords. Tell me about the Four of Swords. We've got the Knight of Cups. And we've got the King of Wands. So I think that you're not making a quick decision. You're not making a hasty decision, but you definitely are going after what you want. With the Knight of Cups energy here, it feels like with the Four of Swords, that energy together, the Knight of Cups and the Four of Swords is, I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody's heart. I don't want to make the wrong decision. The King of Wands has wisdom. And when the king grows from the knight to the king no longer is making unstable decisions. Now this is somebody who's grown up. This is a whole ass adult. And this is somebody who realizes that my fire can burn people. So I am going to pull my energy in, and I'm going to pull my fire in, and I'm going to wait for the right time to go get what I want. The King of Wands is, you're never going to stop the King of Wands of getting what they want. Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. You're never going to stop the King of Wands of going to get what they want. But this particular King of Wands is really thinking about making some sort of a choice with the Knight of Cups in mind, somebody's heart space in mind. I don't want to hurt anybody with the decision I'm making. The Four of Swords is here. So somebody here is going to go get what they want, for sure. But it's taken them a long time because they don't want to hurt anybody with a decision that they're making. Very interesting. Let's talk about the reassessment process here, because the Eight of Pentacles is here, and you're working really hard on figuring out how you're going to make the offer look like it is of value to somebody here. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles. We've got the Ten of Swords, got the Justice card, and we've got the World card. So look, I feel like you're working feverishly trying to perfect something, getting all the details, so when you actually go to give the offer, look, we could be talking about the workplace. Maybe you're in marketing and this is your only shot. In order to get them to invest in your company or invest in your project or your marketing idea, you have to be very careful, very pointed with the information that you are going to give out, and it has to be delivered in a very organized way. The Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo, of course, because we're in a general reading, but this is the one, the CEO, right, of the zodiac. This is the one who's going to be very careful, very pointed, very planned. And so I feel like with the World card here, it tells me you're trying to accomplish something. This is a really big milestone for you, I think. The Justice card is here. It's going to bring something into harmony, or it's going to bring something into justice. Something here is going to be restored. It could be your reputation. It could be you're building something, right? Because we do have the Eight of Pentacles here. And it feels like that this is something that is going to turn everything on its head. When the World card is here, it's because we're coming to the end of a chapter. This is either going to work or it's not going to work. This is a yes or a no. There's no wiggle room in the middle because the Ten of Swords is here. You know that if this doesn't work, this is your last shot. Or that's how it feels to you. I'm not saying that it is your last shot. I'm saying that's how it feels to you. So you want to make the most balanced, harmonious approach and show people the hard work that you've put into something. Now, this could be someone that you're approaching romantically, because we do have the Lovers here. We're not going to forget that. But this is a choice, I feel, to show the world what you can do. So this could be a world broadcast. This could be the World Wide Web. This could be something that you're doing that is like in a global community. Maybe you belong to one faction or one part of a company that is worldwide. It feels like it's really big, and it does feel like it's going to change your world. It's going to bring, either it's going to end, Ten of Swords, or it's Libra, the Justice card. It's either going to balance everything out, or something is definitely going to come to an end, but it's going to change, because when the World card is here, it's the end of something, which means it's the beginning of something, right? Let's see what this valuable thing is here. Let's talk about that. Tell me about this Ace of Pentacles. What is this for Aries? All right, we flipped two at the same time. So we've got the Sun, got the Two of Cups, and we've got the Strength card. So I feel like for some of you, if we are looking at a romantic thing, we'll go from that point first. If we're looking at this as being a romantic connection here, it feels like you're trying to gain the courage, and in that, holding yourself back, right? I was talking about the King of Wands being the one who has learned how to control their fire. And so it feels like somebody here has been holding back with the Two of Cups and the Sun. I don't think that you can hold back any longer, Aries. It really does feel like you are the thoroughbred behind the gate, waiting for the bell to go so you can run the race. That's what it feels like here. That's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. That's what my guide Charlie is showing me. It's showing me this. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the horse races, but I was as a kid. And the horses, they get really crazy behind the gates before, because they know that when they go into the stall, that they are ready. Like their adrenaline is really going. And so the Ace of Pentacles tells me this is the moment that you feel this inner, I'm feeling a little bit of, I don't know if it's anxiety or excitement in my belly, but because I do have anxiety, so sometimes I just feel anxious for no reason. But when I was looking at the Sun and the Two of Cups, it feels like this is go time. It feels like this is, I'm going to make this offer once, and if the answer is no, that's it. The answer is no. And I'm going to be okay with whatever type of commitment I get from the situation. So if they're going to be all in, whether this is love or this is the place of work or this is a project, if they're going to be all in, I'll be all in. If they're going to be all out, I'll be all out. It feels like the Hierophant is the one who's like standing on business, right? Standing on business. This could be corporation, but it could be the commitment of a relationship as well. I feel like something's about to be revealed. It feels like your commitment to something is about to be revealed. Your courageous, the courageous way in which you're presenting yourself, whether this is love or money or in a business situation. But the Sun is here. You're having a breakthrough. You're in the best position to get the best sort of optimal outcome of the situation, because one, you're in your courage and you're holding back. You're not in your ego, I would say. You're holding back, and the Two of Cups is here, and it's telling me that I'm about to go in and show it all, give somebody my whole effort, right? The Queen of Cups is here. Give somebody my whole effort emotionally. And the Sun being here, the breakthrough. I am going to be vulnerable. Everybody's going to see me for who I am and what I am. So it feels like here that there is something here that is moving really quickly. We've got the Hanged Man and we've got the Eight of Wands. Something is going from being in a pause, being stuck, getting a perspective, not saying anything, being really quiet, to boom, there it goes. Something's really happening really quick here with Sagittarian energy. Look, we're going to go into the extended. And if you want to come into the extended, we're going to talk more about this. I clarify everything that's not been clarified yet. I'm going to clarify that. And then some of the clarifications, I will clarify those as well. I think this is what's this is what's out front here, is I feel like you're worried that in the future that there's two things that can happen. Either it's going to go really well and everything is going to come together in sort of a solid foundation, or I'm going to get my heart broken. And that's exactly sort of what's here, because the Ten of Swords is here with the World. Regardless of what goes down, whether it works or whether it doesn't, I feel like you are going to end up accomplishing something. You either get through your fear or something like that. So regardless of whether you get the win, which you perceive to be the win or not, Aries, you are conquering something here. You're conquering something and you're putting it all out there for everyone to see if this will work. Let's go into the extended and see if this offer or opportunity that you're about to give is going to work. If you would like to go to the extended, please look at the top of the comments. There's one pinned comment, and there, when you open that comment and you click on more, you will find there are links. And you can purchase this one outright if you're interested in just looking at this particular one. You can purchase it outright, or you can go into the membership area where you will get at least 4 extendeds in a month if you're watching for one sign, more if you're watching for all the others. And if you are interested in a private read, I am doing live private reads. I'm also doing pre-recorded private reads. So please take the link to Hypsee. Go look at my pricing, what I'm offering for packages. My readings begin at $25 and go up from there. And if you want a live reading with me, anywhere between 5 and 75% off when you do book ahead. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here. I will be in the extended going forward. Thanks, my Aries, my fire family. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. See you later. Bye.